you're just going to drop that your dad fell on a knife and there's going to be no follow up to it. Like, I know what happened, but I mean, I think that's something that people would want to know.
All right. So, it's no secret that my dad has Alzheimer's. It's been diagnosed. It took a while to get it diagnosed, because we were trying to do it during the pandemic, but it is diagnosed now. He's been, he and I used to talk maybe twice a year. I would call him on his birthday, and I would call him on Father's Day and maybe on Christmas. We never had a really close relationship, but I would always, call him when it was, appropriate. And every once in a while, I'd call and check on him. And I heard rumblings from family members. Nobody in my family is left in New York. It was my dad. That's it. My mom had moved away to Florida. Aunts and uncles and everybody are all over the country, right? So my dad's pretty much the only one left in New York. And I moved out to Phoenix when I was 18. So I haven't lived in New York since 1992. So it's been quite a long time. Everyone had been saying that my dad was a little bit different, a little bit off. Every once in a while, he has a Facebook account and he would just post some random crazy shit on there, like, stop yelling at me. And like people are like, well, who are you talking to? He's like, he's older, he's 74, he doesn't really know how to use Facebook. So I just kind of looked at it and was like, all right, yeah, he's being a dad and he doesn't know how to use the technology. So he thinks he's talking to somebody and he's not. I get a call one night and it's from my mom who lives in Florida. And she's like, look, your dad's in the hospital right now. We don't know what happened, but he stabbed himself. And, immediately everyone's like, oh my God, like what's going on? Come to find out that he was cooking himself some dinner. And according to him, he was, holding a steak knife and he backed up, fell down, went to go put his hand down to stop his fall. And then just basically jabbed one of his arteries in his leg and almost bled out. He made it to the door, screamed, and the next door neighbor, who's never home, happened to be home, opens the door and came out and was like, oh my God, let me call 911. And I don't know how he did this or had the wherewithal to think this, but he said, don't call 911, call the fire department. They're across the street. And of course, there's a fire department across the street. So she did that and they were there in like 2 minutes. Luckily, they were able to stop the bleeding. And then 15 minutes later, the ambulance showed up. So had they not been there, more likely than not, he would not have survived.
Yeah.
Now,
and I saw the apartment right afterwards.
Yes, you and I went to clean up the mess.
So putting the puzzle together, I can see, because he did have a loose floorboard, so I can see how he would have tripped where he was, right? When he told us the story, it makes sense. But it legitimately looks like a murder scene. Like that's how much blood was all over the place.
Yeah, I have a picture of it. Maybe I'll post it.
Yeah. And so the amount was insane. So the fact of the matter is...
the smell. The smell.
It's without question to me, if they didn't do what he asked and call the fire department, he would have died. Like the amount of blood that was lost.
And doctors confirmed that and everything. So anyway, I flew to New York overnight, got him out of the hospital, took him back to his place, wasn't real excited about the living conditions that he was living in. Obviously he's getting up in age, but just really didn't take care of, the things that he had. So I just kind of convinced him to move out to Arizona with me. And I rented a U-Haul and drove across the country in 3 days, 12 hours a day, 12 to 15 hours a day, which was an absolute nightmare.